Hey everyone, Catch 'em All Collectibles here. In today's video, we are going to open Magic the Gathering 30th Anniversary Edition product. The actual product, this is not a clickbait meme video. I'm not going to rip up the product. I think a lot of people potentially might be here who don't know who I am. They don't know the channel. So I just want to provide a little bit of context on why I made this purchase. There's a fair bit of drama and emotions around this release, and so yeah, I just want to talk through who I am, why I bought it, and then I'll open the product. Timestamp will be there if you want to just skip ahead and get to it. But anyways, as you can see behind me, I'm primarily a Pokemon channel. I love the hobby. I got so deep into the hobby, having gotten back into it in 2014. A year and a half ago, I quit my job to do this full time. It's a passion. I am a bit of a gambler too. If you came here to watch me lose money, this $1,000 product will probably do that before me. If you don't recognize it, next to it, a Rudy anniversary kit, $690. I bought about 6 of them, ripped those, lost money. Let me go to my desk cam quickly where we're going to open the cards. Last year in Las Vegas for a charity event, I bought $10,000 into a box break where I opened a base set unlimited pack, a base set shadowless pack, and a base set first edition. The two best packs I hit hollows. I still lost money. I spent $10,000 on the 3 packs. This card in PSA 8 is worth about $2 grand. This card is worth less than $1,000. I lost several $1,000 having pulled one of the best cards I could possibly pull because it got a PSA 8. So I'm no stranger to losing money. Rudy, a lot of people might be watching this video because Rudy sent them here. A lot of people, I think, have been being incited by him to very much dislike this product and everything it stands for. I love Rudy's channel. I've watched him for years. I've watched him all the way back. I mean, many of the 6.9 years he's been on. I opened his box, his $669 box. He pumped me and he dumped me with this one-of-one autograph that he valued at $500, and I think it's hilarious. I think it's interesting that someone who makes a product like this can call out a $1,000 product as being fake, rip-off, garbage, overpriced, overvalued. The value of the box that I opened, best I can consider, best I can figure, this card was allocated $300 to $500 worth of value towards it. So for someone like that to be telling you that $1,000 is too much for a 30th anniversary product, okay, okay. And on top of that, not only Pokemon, not only Rudy's boxes, I did actually, in the Orlando Heritage $1,000,000 box break, I believe they called it, I bought a beta booster pack. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to open it myself. I did know that going into it, but I had pulled for me by Jason Page a doppelganger and a channel, 2 of which I had graded, and then the other cards here. So I, as a Pokemon fan, as a Pokemon collector, as a Pokemon business, I appreciate what Magic is. I appreciate the fact that they're celebrating their 30th anniversary. 5 years ahead of Pokemon, a little bit over 5 years ahead of Pokemon, who celebrated the 20th, a little bit under 5 years, who celebrated their 20th anniversary last year. So I appreciate the history, kind of like the big brother to Pokemon. I think Pokemon watches closely what Magic is doing. And me personally, it's a $1,000 product. A lot of people say it's fakes, it's proxies, whatever it is. It's officially released product by the IP holder, and I want to pull some power. When I bought into that $6,000 booster pack, box breakdown, and beta, I wanted to pull some power. That would have been real power, real historic power printed in 1993. I understand the difference. I know that if I pull power today in this video, it is not 1993 historic power. It is not tournament legal, but I'm a collector. I've never played Pokemon. I never will. I've never played Magic, and I never will. I'm a collector, as crazy as that may be. You see these cards are in slabs. I mean, some people might find that blasphemous, but that's just what I am. That's how I interact with these hobbies. That's how I interact as a business. I primarily sell graded Pokemon cards. So a little bit of context about me, a little bit of insight into my gambling nature, loving cracking product, loving cracking packs. Me personally, I feel for people who may own a bunch of reserve list cards and don't like the angle that Magic is reprinting something that they said they wouldn't, regardless of back, regardless of legality in tournaments. I'm aware that Mark Rosewater said certain things a few years ago. I understand that argument. The price point, the fake proxy, I don't really get behind that argument as much. Pokemon released a product in 2016, a solid gold Pikachu of the base set are completely collector's item, not legal for play, not even made out of cardboard. $2,000. I would have loved to buy that product at the time. I didn't have the money. The product wasn't for me, and that was fine. I didn't get angry at anybody. I didn't grab my pitchfork and torch. I didn't buy it. And if it came out today, I would buy several of them. I have more capital now. I do this as a business. I would have bought several, largely as a collector, but some as a business for future potential value. Honestly, though, I bought 3 boxes of Magic 30th. I don't intend to just quick flip one into the market. I want to open one, experience it for myself, maybe sit on them a few years, see what happens. If they go up, that's great. Maybe I'll sell one. If they don't and it all becomes worthless, well, I lost more money on that in Vegas and Pokemon, and I might have left a little bit of money in Vegas at the tables too. So, yeah, anyways, I think that's one thing I wanted to touch on too. I do have one last note. Me personally, a lot of people think this is going to be the end for Magic. This is going to be the beginning of the end. I think I don't fully agree with that. These are not tournament legal cards. Me personally, as a Pokemon, as an outsider looking in, one thing that scares me more for Magic, and this could be the wrong take, this is just my opinion. I think the direct-to-consumer Secret Lair, I believe the product is called, Secret Lair Ultimate Edition, was something that I found in a little bit of research over the past couple of weeks with all the hubbub, all the commotion that's going on for Magic 30th. And a 5-card product for $250 where you're paying $50 per card to get, as far as I understand, playable cards that you need. That's more worrying to me because that is Pokemon has never really done that. They sell pre-constructed decks where you get some more playable cards, but those are sold at $20, $25. For Magic to be selling directly to the secondary market, single cards that are actually tournament legal, actually deck staples, to me, that feels like it would be something more damaging to the long-term health. So anyways, that's all my stuff up front. That's a little bit of context, a little bit of my conversation. I chose one of these 3 at random. This box was a little bit in rougher shape, so I figured I'd go with the slightly rougher shape box. We've dragged it out long enough though. Let's get into it. I got my nice Black Lotus playmat that I bought a long time ago because again, I do appreciate the art. I appreciate the history of Magic. And me personally, obviously, the chase. The chase for me is, see if I can get this out of here. The chase for me, obviously, power. It would be cool, even though it's not tournament legal. I'm never going to play anyways. But to pull power would be really, really cool. That's fairly obvious. If I were to not get any power, one of the primary rares that I would like to pull, just because it would be cool to have the match, see them side by side, it would be really cool to pull a doppelganger to go along with my actual real 1993 beta doppelganger that I had pulled for me out of a $6,000 pack. I hope that some of my commons and uncommons are ones that match my beta pack as well. It would just be pretty cool. Obviously, dual lands. I would love to get power, Mox, Time Walk. I'm familiar with a lot of these things, even though as primarily a Pokemon guy. Anyways, enough. If you time traveled with the timestamp, welcome. Let's get into the products. Let me know in the comments what you think. I forget there was actually a pull tab, so we do have a pull tab there. Let me know in the comments. What do you think? Am I an absolute monster for buying and opening this product, or if you didn't time travel through the comments with the timestamps, do you think I had a reasonable reason to purchase this? Do I have reasonable justification to purchase the product as just a consumer who values gambling on packs, having a little bit of a chase, experiencing the historical art? We got Howl from Beyond. We've got a Power Sync. We've got Circle of Protection Black. We've got Giant Growth. And one thing, honestly, too, that I have slowly started doing, again, as a collector, I'm a graded card guy. A lot of people in the Magic community might think that's kind of weird. You can't play with them through the plastic. I've actually been buying CGC 8.5, CGC 9, a couple PSA 9 beta cards. I would ultimately love one day to own a complete beta set, real beta. I understand that this is 30th anniversary, backed, not real. Look at the beautiful, like, I love this art though. I love this alternate back. The Black Lotus art goes with the playmat. Hopefully I pull Black Lotus to go with it. But one day, I mean, I might have counting the pack cards, counting the graded ones that I've already bought, and counting these two that I graded from my pack, I might have 30 to 40 unique beta cards already. And experiencing this product in this way, as crazy as it sounds, allows me to appreciate the art further, and might be buying this product might be the thing that launches me towards actually going and completing my a binder set, or completing more graded cards of the beta set. So buying the fake might lead me to buying the real. There's our retro frame. We got a mountain, so we didn't get anything too great there. We got a craw worm as our rare, and then we got a token. So nothing too great so far. But let's continue on. There's one pack down. Remember to do the pull tab this time. But yeah, I very much an appreciator of art when it comes to Pokemon. And similarly, just I never played Magic when I was younger. I did have some older cousins. Some of these arts are actually familiar. I don't believe Fireball, that's a cool card. I don't believe that they had any black border. They probably had Unlimited, Revised, 4th edition, 5th edition, one of those more common ones with the white borders. But I do actually remember a lot of these arts. I do actually, I wouldn't say a lot. I remember some of these arts. Like, I definitely remember seeing some of them when I was younger. Early mid 90s, I would have been like 5, 6 years old. Pokemon hadn't yet come out. But definitely cool to see the art, cool to see the history. We actually got a scrub land there, so we got to do a land. If we end up pulling no power, it is what it is. I went into it knowing that this was probably a losing proposition. I'm gonna sleeve it. I don't know if I'll ultimately ever grade these or what I'll do with them, but it's cool to see a dual land. And it's cool to see like the modernized frame in Pokemon. Just again for like further context, we do tons of reprints. Celebrations we had for Psionic Blast, looks to be our rare. For the 25th for the 25th anniversary. I might have misspoken, said 20th anniversary earlier, but for our 25th anniversary last year, we had a set called Celebrations. And maybe honestly, a lot more Magic people would have been happy had there been a Celebrations equivalent product in Magic. One thing I forgot to mention earlier too, I looked up, and the actual 30th anniversary of Magic is not until August of 2023. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you're very familiar with Magic. Are they coming out with more 30th anniversary products throughout the year, or is this the only one? Because this was actually closer to 29 years than 30. I think this was like the kickoff to the 30th year, but the 30th year ends on August of 2023 as far as I understand. So maybe there's more products coming, but with Pokemon, we had it was called Celebrations, and they reprinted basically a classic collection. They took one kind of historic art from each year, and they reprinted the base set Charizard. They reprinted and we don't have a reserve list in Pokemon, so it's not an analogous situation. It's not one to one, but they did reprint a lot of classic cards from throughout the years, and it was accessible at the normal MSRP price point, $50 ETBs. Wow. So we got a second dual land. We got Badlands. Cool to see. If we don't end up with any power, we got 2 dual lands. I've watched a couple openings where they got no dual lands, no power, no nothing. So I feel like I'm doing pretty decent so far. We got a retro plains, and then we got Janadin Dryads for our rare. So yeah, I think it was really nice. And maybe to be fair, had this been a $50 product where you could open beta packs, had it been a full box for the $1,000, whatever it may be, there's different conversations that you can have. Would it have been more damaging to the reserve list if they redid collector's edition and they sold you the whole set for $1,000 instead of 50 like they did back in 1994? Or would it have been more damaging had a box of 36 packs only been $250 or something like that? I could understand arguments both ways, that it would be better or that it would be worse. We got a nice red elemental blast, Unaware Elves, another fireball. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. You weren't forced to buy it. I chose to. I think it's really strange if people get too worked up over how someone else spends their money, because to me, again, going back to, I don't think necessarily this is the beginning of the end for Magic. It seems like people might have voted with their wallets. It seems like much product might not have sold. We don't really know. There's a lot of speculation out there. I don't know whether any of that's confirmed, but we're getting down to our last rare here. At the end of the day, I hope this doesn't bring hate upon me. That's not my intent. I'm not trying to clickbait. I'm not trying to just get a million views. I'm just trying to interact with a cool product that I think will be an interesting case study for years to come. Whether or not the sale or lack of sales is a pivoting point for Magic moving ahead, who knows? It'll remain to be seen. But at any, whatever happens, I think this was a historic product, and I was a part of it. And I've got 2 more sealed ones behind me. I might open more. We'll see if I hit any power here with my last rare. But yeah, I just want to wrap up there. That's kind of my take on all of it. We got a retro mountain, and then we got a karma. Maybe it's karma. Maybe it's karma that I hit no rares. But yeah, let me do a quick recap. We didn't hit any power, but we did hit a Badlands and we hit a Scrublands. So I think that's pretty cool to hit a couple retro a couple modern frame couple modern frame dual lands. That's my opening. Let me know in the comments below what you think. As far as my plans for the other 2, I intend to just keep them both sealed. Keep them both sealed for the time being, and if and when the sealed product goes crazy, if and when, I don't know, we'll see what happens, but I might sell one sealed. I think there's just a high propensity for having issues with a sale if I were to sell them quickly, sell them soon. There's a lot of toxicity out there around this product, and I don't want to get involved in that, so I'm not intending to like flip them anytime soon. I'll probably sit on them for a couple years. Maybe at some point I'll rip another, but for now I'm just gonna hang tight with what I've got. I've got a couple fake proxy 30th anniversary, not legal for play, officially licensed dual lands. So that's all. I appreciate you all watching, and I will catch you all later.